Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now, we have decided to start a new feature here. There are 120 counties in Kentucky, and chances are a lot of you don't know much about them. So Chris Tomlin and I are starting a new thing on Hey Kentucky called Know Your Kentucky County. We're going to start with Anderson County, Kentucky. Now, a lot of you know Anderson County is a place that people in Lexington and Frankfort, those who work there, decide to live outside those cities, and they go to Anderson County. It's a very nice place. Population's 22,000 people. County seat is Lawrenceburg. The average age of citizens is 36. And Chris, the average family size in Anderson County is 2.99.
Well, let's be honest. The third child is always a disappointment. Let's get with the program, Kyle.
That's right, Kyle. Now, there are many famous people from Anderson County. Jimmy Dan Connor played for the Kentucky Wildcats, was an absolute talent for many years, and is beloved by Cats fans everywhere.
I always loved his rivalries against John McEnroe, Matt.
That was a different guy. That's Jimmy Connors. This is Jimmy Dan Connor.
Oh, I thought everybody just had a Dan in their name, like Yvonne Dan Lindell or Bjorn
No,
Dan Morgan.
That's a different guy. And then there was Bill Kitely. I'm not sure there's a more beloved figure in the history of Kentucky basketball. He was a mailman in Lawrenceburg who then later became the equipment manager for UK. And Chris, he started a tradition, a lot of people don't know this, of mailmen who become equipment managers, later followed by Mr. McFeely.
I know, his work with the Seattle Supersonics, I think we can all remember fondly.
And maybe the most famous person from Anderson County, Ted Turner. When I think of moguls, Ted Turner's the first one that comes to mind.
This man needs no introduction. He owned the Atlanta Braves, CNN. He married Jane Fonda. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Wrong Ted Turner. The Ted Turner from Anderson County pitched for the Chicago Cubs in 1920. He pitched one game and went 0-0.
Also very impressive.
Now, those of you in Anderson County know one thing that the rest of the state always envies, and that's your marching band. The Anderson County Marching Band is the reigning 4A state champ, and throughout the state is known for blowing their horns. Check them out.
That's some great tootin'.
Now, if you're a tourist visiting Anderson County, you might want to know where to go. How about a distillery? Four Roses is there, and most people know Wild Turkey Distillery is there as well. And you know, Matthew McConaughey is now the official advertising chair for Wild Turkey.
That's a pretty high-profile creative director for Wild Turkey, I'd say.
Yes, it is. What's your favorite McConaughey movie? Like, you know, I really like Time to Kill, Dazed and Confused, Dallas Buyers Club. What about you?
I've always been a big fan of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
That's the one you like?
That's what I appreciate it.
Well, you did a good job of that in the past. Anderson County is also the home of one of the finest cigar companies in the United States, Kentucky Gentleman Cigars. I have to tell you, Chris, you know it's a good evening when you have a fine cigar.
I know, as our former President Bill Clinton once said, you cannot have a great time without a great cigar.
That's true. But not all is idyllic in Anderson County. Chris, it actually leads the state with the highest divorce rate of any other county.
That's sad to hear, man. What do you think the stressors on those marriages are?
I don't really know, but you know what? We did find that there are actually 3 couples in Anderson County that are still together, surprisingly. And we asked them, what are the stresses that they currently have on their marriage?
Money and where it is spent and what we do with our money. Ellie over here will just blow whatever type of money that you have. She spends it on tops and dresses and pants and clothes and decorations, and it's too much. She spends too much money.
Ellie does spend a lot of money, Chris.
Well, we know that money's not going to his tops.
No, it doesn't look like it is. But maybe somebody else has a better advice.
Nothing. Because whatever she says goes. That's it. I have no place. I just shut my mouth and say, yes, ma'am.
Well, they look very happy.
Check out the unbridled joy on those two, huh?
Well, all right, well, maybe these folks can give it better.
Money. She thinks that debit card is unlimited funds.
And you're just a Scrooge. I finally had to convince you to get a new car because you were driving a rusted out, broke down minivan that the kids were embarrassed to be in.
Yeah, that was a good Christmas present. Hey, here's a car payment.
Well, happiness is reigning in Anderson County, Chris.
Well, look at those loving, beautiful couples. Here's to many happy years to come.
I really hope by the time we do this next year, the number is not down to 0.
We'll see.
But there's a lot of excitement to come in Anderson County this year. In this June, for the first time ever, they are going to have a National Bigfoot Festival. Anderson County, Chris, actually leads the country in Bigfoot sightings, and this summer they're bringing them together for the Bigfoot Festival.
Everybody's really excited about this festival called the Wildman Festival, and it is expected to draw Bigfoots from around the country.
All of our favorite Bigfoot spotters
all gonna
will be
be
there.
there.
Now, if you're hungry in Anderson County, there's a lot of places to go and eat. You can try a hot brown at Bluegrass Sabor. Heavens to Betsy Bakery has great treats.
Delicious.
And if nothing else works, you can just eat your own beard like this Anderson County man did.
They cut my beard and forced me to eat it.
That sounds delicious, Matt. Don't mind if I do.
Well, Anderson County, you know, whether we're in Lawrenceburg, Bertie, or Van Buren, you are a great place. And Anderson County, we salute you.
We love you, Anderson County, and all of the great things about you.
We will see you next time on Know Your County.